If you love collecting and reading comic books as much as I do, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. It's New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Sit down, buckle up, prepare to hang out because we're going to talk new comic books. We're going to talk news. We're going to talk some announcements. We're going to hit up the live chat and hang out with you guys looking for some good vibes because it's Wednesday, it's hump day, and we're trying to get through the week. Just like everybody else, man. We're almost there. We're halfway there. Jolly Mole, what is up? GTK Comics, we're going to hit up the chat like we talked about. And we've got a massively important announcement tonight that I can't wait to get into. But yeah, we've got books. We stayed in budget. We've got books, but more importantly, we stayed in budget. I'm happy to say because we had a massive win last week. Can't wait to show you guys here. It's a mystery slab ready to go. But yeah, we're going to see who's tailgating. Holy moly, boy, did we have a tailgater. GTK Comics is tailgating all day today, dropping all sorts of thumbs up, saying what's going on and how is everybody. Jolly Mole's in the chat. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Ben Parker, what is up, brother? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Is this Trev? He says. Degar, good to see you, man. We're going to be uploading more shorts tonight, too, and then we're going to have them auto-release tomorrow at, like, somewhere around 11:30 noon. Yeah, because we've only got like 4 more packs that we have to upload and release from that Star Wars set. Lots of fun in that set. GTK Comics, there he is. What's going on, Zuni? Good to see you, man. Missed you. Happy. Hope you guys had a great summer and enjoyable. Because now it's, if you can't hear, we fell asleep with the windows open last night and it was rainy in Michigan. And now I'm a little stuffy. Dale Suspense, what is up, brother? Good to see you. As everybody begins to filter in here. We're going to start showing some books right away, right on. Hopefully CJ will watch them. CJ doesn't watch shorts, does he really? Let's get him to watch all the shorts, man. They can team up with Collecting with Durs and Mark, Legion of Comics. They're always dropping shorts as well. But we're not going to drop my shorts right now, so to speak. Like we said, we're in budget. We're in budget. I'm happy to say that we're in budget. And we'll do what we always do. We'll go over the books. We'll go over the chat. We'll do some announcements. And then for anybody showing up at the tail end of the show, we'll go over the books one more time. We'll do it like we normally do. And no, there's no DC books. I know. There's no DC books. I didn't actually make it to the LCS today. The wonderful CEO of the dojo went and picked the books up for me because I was running massively late. What's a budget? Jolly Mole says. Holy moly. That's what I said for like 2021 and 2022 was what's a budget? I'm just going to buy everything I want. And yeah, that turned out the way exactly the way I didn't think it was going to turn out. He had a tough time opening Marvel cards the other day. Sorry to watch. I got to go find that then and pick at him a little bit. That would be a good time. No DC books. Yes, I'm missing out on some great Green Lantern stuff. I'm missing out on some great Batman stuff. I know. I'll try to figure that out later at some point. But the big talk of the week right now is Void Rivals number 4. Not necessarily because of the content not necessarily because of the artwork or the writing by the writer, but because our man, the myth, the legend, the comic vet actually got published in the letter section in the back. Now he's been touting it for the last hour and a half on his show. I don't mind sharing it. That's awesome. He's been writing letters for forever, and he actually got published. But Void Rivals got about halfway into the issue, and I'm liking what I'm seeing before I got tied up at dinner before we went live. So, of course, this is one of the talks every month when it comes out is how good Void Rivals is, and Transformers 1 drops next week, so we're going to start to get a little bit more out of this universe coming from Skybound here with Void Rivals and Transformers. Yes, I will certainly be adding Transformers to my read list to check out for sure. And yeah, I'm going to get the rest of this one read here in a little bit after this show. And that's it for indie books too. Let me double check. Yeah, that's it for indie books. The rest is just Marvel. And it's just Marvel Star Wars. I'm digging myself into a hole trying to stay into a budget because then I buy the same crap. Well, not crap. I buy the same stuff every week because this is not crap. Was this phenomenal Aphra cover? Absolutely. Now this is Marvel. This is what I'm talking about, Marvel. When I say step up your cover game, because they've done phenomenal covers for years on Star Wars runs, and this is a great action shot of Aphra, and more importantly, because we're gonna keep it topical, yet we're gonna get to some more information here as part of the announcement. Now is the right time for the announcement. With the people that are here, give me just a second to pull up the rest of the announcement, or pull up part of it. And I should have had this set up for sure, but in the same fashion, it'll be okay. It'll be okay for sure. We are going to, where is it? Dun, 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 dun. We're just going to share the screen because that's going to be easier. Because if I try to upload it, actually upload it, it's going to degrade it quite a bit. So we're just going to share the screen here. There is a variant. There is a variant for Dr. Aphra 36 for this cover. And there's a virgin variant for this cover. And I don't know if you guys are following them or if you have seen it, but I am happy to share. The pre-order went live 9/8 with the Comic Corner, and it is a phenomenal virgin variant of this cover. And part of the news announcement tonight is we have an affiliation with the Comic Corner now. We have set something up with the Comic Corner to share their information. I love the variants that they do. Now, granted, I don't always buy retailer variants, but when the Comic Corner is doing some Star Wars variants, I'm always paying attention. This is where I go. They offer larger deals if I'm ordering a lot of stuff, and I love what they do. This is customer service at its best, in my opinion. Small shop takes care of customers very well. I love the Comic Corner guys. So down below in the description of this video is an affiliate link for the Comic Corner. Now, this is not only just this one is a virgin variant, but the Comic Corner is dropping an Aphra or an Ahsoka cover. They're dropping an Ahsoka cover for New York Comic Con. Super cool cover. They also had another Ahsoka cover, and just right in their shorts reels. If I didn't skip it, it's this one, I think. Nope. It's the next one. Nope. It is one of the other ones that I really, really, really wanted to get. And it's hiding. Did I skip it? Where did it go? Well, it's easier probably just to look at their posts. There's the Aphra. And here is the Mandalorian Season 2, Issue 5. This is a pre-order variants that they have for Ahsoka. Another phenomenal Ahsoka cover for any of the Ahsoka collectors out there. I for sure am going to be ordering some of these, and I'm going to be using the affiliate link down below. Thank you to the Comic Corner for setting that up, and appreciate what they do. That's the announcement that I wanted to share tonight. Is it's not something I ever thought that would come to fruition or happen, but they contacted me and asked if I wanted to be a part of that, and I was astonished, and I said, yeah, thank you. I'll figure it out at some point. And it is a great Ahsoka cover, but seriously, let's show again just the still image. I think it's the Chew. It's the Chew cover, the Derek Chew cover, and then they did a virgin variant. Absolutely. Limited to 400 copies. DCWJ Derek Chew. Yes, Derek Chew artist. It's the Derek Chew variant, and super cool. Absolutely. Absolutely awesome. If I can get this to load again. Here we go. This is a bigger image. I love action shots on covers when it comes to Star Wars, and Derek Chew did a phenomenal job with Aphra here, and I think this is a standout cover for this run. Very, very, very cool stuff. Check out the Comic Corner for sure. I am going to drop the link in the chat right now. Holy shit. Hold on. Let's get that link dropped in the whole. I'm speechless here. Hold on. Zuni with a $50 super chat. You're missing contributions, please, sir. No, you do not have to contribute every week. It is greatly appreciated. What we are going to be doing is, if you guys have the moment, if you're here watching live, after this live feed is done and over with, please hit up the channel and click on the Laugh for Life event that I am about to pull up right now, because this is set up for next month for Comics Curing Cancer. Do you have what it takes? Laugh for life. This is going to be like a telethon, like an old school telethon event where we're going to be doing just jokes, having a good time, bringing joy, just laughter and joy and having a good time with the community. And like we said, it's a telethon event, bringing awareness to the American Cancer Society and the Comics Curing event, a Comics Curing Cancer event. And that's what we're going to be doing for a solid 2 hours, 6 to 8 p.m. on the 21st. So everybody do me a favor, click the like button or click the thumbs up on that and click the notification so you guys know when it drops. But if you're going to be part of the Comics Curing Cancer event, we're setting it up so that as one show ends, it'll send people over to the next one, and that will send people over to the next one. It's kind of like working to set it all up in line so it's all kind of figured out. It makes things easy for everybody, right? So hit the like button on there. Share it too as well. Share it out. The more people we have there, the more fun that we're going to be having for sure. And Zuni with the massive $50 super chat. We are going to bring that up again. Thank you so much, because another announcement that hasn't come up very often, but is something that recently we changed within the last couple of months, is the channel monetization is there, but there will no longer be ads in any of the content. I don't feel like any of the ads provided you guys with any value. Honestly, after one friend showed up and got a weird like medical ad, and he's like made this funny comment. He's like, I'm not that old, and I'm like, yeah, it's what value do ads in this content bring you guys, the viewers? So ads, I don't put ads on any of so I don't monetize each individual video. The shorts are monetized simply because you don't have a choice. I can go back and look to see if you can drop it later, but when you upload them, they're automatically monetized. But we're here to talk comic books, and we're here to talk about great reads, great covers, and collectability of comic books and favorite characters and stuff like that. So who wants to see ads about medical supplies and drugs? And neither do I. Either way, yeah, it is a great Ahsoka cover for sure. And you'll be getting the NYCC exclusive from the Comic Corner. Phenomenal. Glenn Smith, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. Oh, is it really? Okay. Very cool. I love making jokes. Yes, the more people we have there being a part of that and doing jokes is going to be phenomenal. House of L Comics, no DC, brother. And I should be reading Green Lantern. I should be reading some Batman stuff. For sure, I'm missing out on DC, but there's a reason. There is a massive, I don't want to give it away, but there's a massive slabbed reason right over here on why we had to stay in budget. And we'll get to that right after we get to these books here in just a second. Keith, what is up, man? Hi, Andy. I meant to mention yesterday, I enjoyed the conversation about grading companies. Appreciate you allowing me to. Absolutely. That's what this channel is about. It's one of the biggest reasons why I come back and do content every week, a couple of times a week. And sometimes if I can do more, is one of the greatest things about this community is open topics, open discussion. And I think that one of the biggest things that this world has forgotten is that it's okay to disagree. But in my opinion, it's not okay to not talk about it. I'm not here to be right. If I'm right all the time, and I believe I'm right all the time, I'm never going to learn anything. I'm never going to grow as a person. I really appreciate other people coming in, especially you, Keith, coming in and sharing a different opinion. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see some of that. And it's like, because sometimes I am a little skewed. I've collected CGC comics for 20 years. My brain is a little skewed at times. So I really appreciate Rob also coming in and sharing some of his information and kind of like, hey, what are you talking about here? And that's kind of tricky. I don't know a lot about Pokemon cards. So one of the things is just what happened on last night's episode, or what we were talking about in last night's episode, that was connectable, if you will, or is relatable to the comic community, because how people in the past have altered comic books and tried to get them graded and tried to fly underneath the wire and get caught and some of this other stuff. So it's not what this guy did isn't necessarily new in the grading community. It's new to Pokemon cards in the fashion of how he was trying to do it, and it's new in the way he exhibited it to the rest of the world and threw it out there. So that's kind of one of those things, and it just seems underhanded and dirty and kind of nasty and kind of mean. I'm not saying we're here to be polite and gung-ho to companies, and I agree with what Keith was saying on some of his points for sure. It's not about defending companies, but in the same fashion, there's just general need to be a good, decent, honest human being, or alien if you're an alien, you know what I mean, or something of that nature. But honesty, integrity, core values, things of that nature. And if somebody out there in the community or the YouTube is going to be dishonest or appear dishonest, or they're not going to have integrity, or they're going to seem shady like that, it is definitely something to call out. If somebody here in the comic community is going to be trimming comic books and say, hey, look what I threw at CGC and they missed it, you're darn right we're going to put them on blast. We're going to talk about them. It's not because I'm looking for clicks and it's not because I'm making a target. It's because the rest of the community needs to know these things as well, especially the new collectors coming into the community that do need a bit of protection from veterans and from seasoned comic collectors that do have a lot of experience that they can share, because the comic community is not going to live if we don't help it make it, we don't help it become self-perpetuating. If we don't take the education and knowledge that we know in comic book collecting and card collecting and other collectings, and if we don't share that and work to try to educate or share that information with new people coming in, then they're going to learn these mistakes all over again. And some people do have to get burned to learn, so to speak. There are some people like that. But then in the same fashion, there are very underhanded, evil, not nice people that will do crap like that, get stuff graded, and they won't say anything. And they'll put it on the market and they'll sell it for 20 or 30 or 40 times what it is. And it's a fake and it's a counterfeit. Forever in the era or history of collectibles, things have been counterfeited. Money's been counterfeited. Gold, precious metals, precious stones. So there will always be evil people out there trying to counterfeit the real thing for either monetary gain or fame or clicks or social media fame, whatever. It's not cool stuff. It was very relatable. Just a little bit of a rant there. Thank you, Keith, for being a part of the channel and being here. I don't want everybody that watches this content to agree with me. I want people in here that don't agree with me. House of L Comics, brother, disagrees with me every week I buy books because I don't buy and read enough DC. I appreciate about that. I appreciate that about him, because if he never comes back, I'm never going to remember. I'm never going to kind of think about that. And that's why I like this community and how diverse we are in our reading and who we are as people and human beings and aliens and all that other good stuff. 23, good to see you. Thanks for being here. This is how we kind of do it. We might get 1 or 2 books in and then the chat starts picking up speed. Say no to drugs for sure. Unless you got a cold like me and you need something to fall asleep, then The Flash was solid. I did hear that from a couple of guys tonight. Kingdom of Nerds. What is going on, man? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Josh Oliver in this. I got a new mouse in this chat jumps unless there we go. Excuse me. Josh, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. That was a great show. You watched it. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't want to be somebody that's doing content for clicks or for views. I want to talk about stuff that I feel is passionate to me, that benefits the community. And I think that show was part of it last night. I felt passionate about that, and I'm glad there was passion in the chat. That show hit, I think, almost 300 views in 24 hours and is the most watched live stream I think I've ever done on this channel. And it shows, right? Like it's not about getting clicks, but it's about speaking to things that I'm passionate about and how they connect to the comic community and how we can help educate others or educate ourselves if people disagree or if people want to share a different opinion. So I really appreciate that. It shows in the comments. It shows with everybody talking and being a part of that live stream. I really appreciate that. We've got to do it, man. We've got to do it and say hello. And it's been a hot minute to the one and only, the great Herminio Reyes Jr. is in the house. What's up, brother? It's been a long while. Good to see you, man. I miss you too. Hope all is well. Yes, this comic community is big and it is fun and it's hard to stay up with everybody. So I really appreciate you stopping in on a live. Good to see you, brother. Funhouse Comics, what is up, man? Good to see you as well. Yes, everybody's saying hi for sure. And Zuni's just like, what the hell was that? That's the intro for the great Herminio Reyes Jr. So back to the $50 super chat from Zuni, brother. You did not have to do that. It's greatly appreciated. For those of you that are new here, do not know, all monetization, all revenue, all super chats, they do not come to me. They do go into the YouTube funding or whatever it is, but we're going to take all that money from the beginning of the year till the end of the year. We are going to buy graded slabs. We're going to find, if I can find like 2 or 3, I'm going to try for 3. We want to do like a gold, silver, bronze kind of first, second, third place for the end of the year. Silver Age keys, and it'll probably have to be Bronze Age based on how much money the channel has generated over the year, and do a holiday giveaway at the end of the year just for the comic community. So everything that comes in super chats, mind you, there's no ad revenue. There's no ads being played. So it's pretty much super chats only or ads from the shorts. Everything's going back into the community. If there's $200, I'm going to spend $200 on 3 graded slabs for a giveaway at the tail end of the year, holiday giveaway. So we're going to definitely do that for sure. So that's where it goes. Yeah, man, every time you come in, man, I a little tough. I'm usually way better at it, but my throat's a little scratchy right now. Ferdbird the nerd, what is up, man? If you guys are not following Ferdbird on Instagram, you need to. Some great market reports and insights, especially when books get affordable again and start to hit that downward trend or hit that bottom peak. Ferd's there sharing a lot of that stuff. It is that's it. I'd like it. I don't know if it's a great idea. I just think it's going to be fun because I don't do the channel to make money. This isn't about making money. This is about being a part of the community and connecting and interacting with everybody in the community. If there's money in that account, it's going to go to comic books and it's going to go to the community. And we have set up a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. The channel had like 20 new subscribers in the last week. So there's forward progress, which is very invigorating and very motivational to get the 2,000 subscribers set up, giveaway set up and going. And we're going to be, that's the other announcement tonight. We haven't even got through the books yet. That's the other announcement. Let's get through the books and we'll save that 2,000 subscriber announcement for the tail end. I think I've hinted away at it a little bit in the past, but let's get through these books. We'll get back into the chat. Like we said, Dr. Aphra cover A, the Derek Chu, love it. The Comic Corner's doing a virgin variant of that, and it's pre-orderable, or it's orderable now. I think it was limited to 450 copies, if I remember correctly. I don't know the artist on this one, and I'm kind of looking, but a phenomenal posed Dr. Aphra. Love this cover as well. And finally, we get a connecting cover with Chopper. I was going to say, man, after there's like 4 or 5 connecting covers out, and I'm like, where's Chopper? How do we not have Chopper yet? There's Chopper. You can't have connecting cover variants of all of the droids and not have Chopper in it, so thank God. And speaking of not really connecting covers, but they absolutely nailed the 40th anniversary Star Wars, the Dr. Aphra issue 36. This is the 35th of 40 of the 40th anniversary variants. Phenomenal. Absolutely killed it there. We've only got 5 more to go. We'll definitely be done with all 40 of them before the end of the year. And I think that's it. Let me rephrase that. If you guys hadn't seen, all right, Return of the Jedi variants, yeah, I just don't want to get 40 of them. But there's another anniversary set coming out, and it looks really good. And it's not Return of the Jedi. It's there's another anniversary coming up, and I saw clips of them on Drunk Wookiee's Instagram page. If you don't follow Drunk Wookiee, you should. Just search on Instagram Drunk Wookiee. That's the first person you'll find. He shared it. It's a set or a series of anniversary variants again, but it's like a Rebels set, and it looks really, really freaking good. I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of Rebels, we've got the Clone Wars 15th anniversary, the Ahsoka cover everybody's been talking about for weeks. For weeks and months, people have been talking about this when the cover got shared. Now, we all know, or for those of you that may not know, there is a 1 in 100 virgin variant of this. Now, I don't know about the rest of you guys when it comes to ratio variants for Star Wars, but I know my LCS, if there's a 1 in 100, they're going to put a $99.99 price tag on it. I don't want to pay $100 for the virgin variant for this. I do not. I like the cover a lot. I don't think it's a $100 cover. Now, availability and market demand might change that, and it might stay as a $100 cover. I don't know what's happening on eBay. I want to look it up later tonight and find out. I am willing to put on my patient pants, my big boy patient pants here, and I think I want to try and get a graded 9.8 of this 6 months to maybe a year from now. I feel like as soon as the Ahsoka show is done next week, in 2 weeks, people aren't going to be talking about Ahsoka at all anymore, in my opinion. Maybe 3 weeks. So everybody's attention spans are so short nowadays that I feel like the virgin variant of this is just the price is gonna stem off in 4 to 6 weeks or start to. That being said, market demand versus availability. It's a 1 in 100. So that means your LCS had to order 100 copies of issue 36 of Dr. Aphra to get one. How many LCSs out there have that many readers of Dr. Aphra? Not many. My local LCS, I don't think they even ordered 100 of this because I did not see an opportunity to purchase a 1 in 100 for $100. And I don't think a lot of LCSs out there are ordering 100 copies of this book to get the Virgin variant. What I will say is I feel like there should be plenty of supply because there was every retailer online or online retailer that I saw was doing some sort of bundle package, pre-order bundle package for these. So I feel like the online retailers probably ordered plenty, so there should be a fairly decent supply of the 1 in 100. It's not a bad Ahsoka cover. It is not a $200, $300, $400 Ahsoka cover. Don't go out and pay $200, $300. Wait, and if you gotta wait a year or two like me, and you gotta play the long game for an Ahsoka collection, I will. I've not finished reading issue 36 of Dr. Aphra. I don't see any I don't imagine this is going to be a key this far into the run. It's a good cover. What does a comic book need in the long haul to have maintain its value or gain value? It needs three things, right? It needs a really, really, really good cover. It needs a really, really, really good story and the potential for being a key, whether a first appearance or an origin or a second appearance. It needs at a minimum those three things to have the long term. Now, granted, there are some Star Wars good covers that do well in the long run because of availability. So you can throw that in the ring, so to speak, and add to that. So that might be a fourth thing. I don't know. I don't think availability is going to be an issue with this. And if like 6 months to a year from now, I have to eat a sock on camera and say I was wrong, I will. That just means I'm not going to be buying one. I would get a 1 in 100 Virgin variant. I would probably pay $40 to $60 depending on what's going on. It's not $100 cover in my opinion. I'm not going to pay $200. I think if 9/8 starts showing up 3, 4, 5 months from now on eBay, I would pay $100 for a 9/8 of the Virgin variant of this. I would do that because 40 of that's cost, shipping, grading, all that other jazz, and then that's essentially $60 for the book is what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is would you just wait? That's what I'm going to do. You do what's right for you, honestly, but I don't see any of the recent Star Wars 1 in 100s over the last 6 months. They just weren't $100 covers. They look good. They're not bad art by any means, but it's not a $100 cover. We'll get back to the chat here in just a second. We got a couple more books. Couple more books, an announcement, and a surprise here once we get through that. But yes, we did get the cover price variant, a phenomenal Clone Wars anniversary, great Aphra cover. It's just not $100 Aphra cover. Yes, we did get Mandalorian issue 4 of season 2 or 3 or whatever season we're on with that. I'm so confused after Book of Boba Fett got added in there. I'm not reading these. I'm buying these and setting them aside for my son. Because when we sit down on the weekends and we watch Star Wars content, when we're done watching an episode, I'm going to pull the book out for bedtime and we're going to do a bedtime story of The Mandalorian. And we got all of the cover price variants. And we did get the 1 in 25. Yeah, for $9. A 1 in 25 for $9. And I think it's a decent Mandalorian cover. I really do. Those are the new Comic Book Day books. I want to get into the chat. So I'm going to share the surprise with you guys right now of why we were so focused on staying in budget. We stayed within a $50 budget this week because we stumbled on and won on eBay probably one of the greatest Star Wars scores I think I've had in a long time. And I'm not talking about, the signed Clone Wars one was awesome, right? But that was like a 2-year long plan. This thing dropped in my lap. Absolutely dropped in my lap. Clone Wars 2, second appearance of Ahsoka, 9.6. But wait, there's more. And if it'll focus, look at that right there. Star Wars Universe Newsstand Edition. Newsstand Edition of, and it's not going to focus that great, but you get the point, right? 9.6 Newsstand, second appearance of Ahsoka Tano. And this ended. This is being more. How do we be more savvy as collectors? 1, don't be afraid to buy books from Canada or from a foreign country. 2, pay attention to auctions ending on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, well after the standard Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because then you can score $130 9.6 Clone Wars 2 newsstand. Yes, we're going to crack and press this. Yes, we're going to get it resubmitted. Yes, my heart of hearts feels like this has a shot at a 9.8, and it was going to go right on the Ahsoka Sanctorum wall for the big Ahsoka collection, because it is kind of one of our dreams to have a full newsstand set as part of the Clone Wars and part of the Ahsoka collection. The problem is Clone Wars 1 in a newsstand is absolutely ridiculously high on price. But to nab this for $130 on eBay because it was $20 to ship it from Canada. Yeah, that's not cheap for shipping. So we paid $150. The auction ended for $130 and there was $20 worth of shipping. Still, I think the last sold 9.6 newsstand of Clone Wars 2 was $250-ish on what is it? GPA. And I know GPA isn't as relevant as it used to be in years past, but still cracking and pressing this and spending that extra $40 to regrade this and resubmit it, well worth it in my opinion. I cannot believe we got this lucky to score this book on eBay. It was pure luck that I found it. It had a day left. It had like 11 bids on it from like 6 different bidders, and it was only at like 120, and they didn't fight it out. It was a weeknight, and people probably forgot about it, and I snuck right in and scored it. And I'll be honest with you, it's a massive. It's going to be a massive part of the Ahsoka Tano collection on the wall there. It's right up there with the signed Clone Wars 1. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to regrade it. I'd like to have it regraded before Christmas for sure, and we're only a couple months away from that. So that means we got to get it cracked, and we got to get it pressed and cleaned and get resubmitted. And my heart of hearts says I think this has a real shot to come back at a 9.8. There's only 3 things that I can find on this book. 1, the barcode area is ever so slightly dirty. Easy fix. And 2, there are 2 non-color breaking spine ticks, very small spine ticks in the spine, non-color breaking. Yeah, that's worth a shot, in my opinion. That's worth the $40 roll on the craps table, so to speak, if you will. And if it comes back 9.8, it's going to be one of the most epic scores for our Ahsoka collection. Now, let me get into the chat. This is a win I wanted to share with you guys, because don't be afraid to spend a little bit more money to pay for shipping from Canada. Don't be afraid to win stuff on auction on eBay or other places from Canada. Don't be afraid about that. Don't mind the shipping sometimes, especially if you're into something that's such a big grail or big book for your collection. And don't be afraid to look on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesday nights. I know everybody's busy, but set those alerts. If you find something you like, set that a follow on it so that you can see or you get that alert, and allow eBay to push those alerts to you for those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night auctions that everybody else forgets about. So for sure, I mean, God, Lee, how do you top that? Take a cruise and go skinny dipping in the Caribbean? I don't know. Good gravy. But let's get into this chat, and we'll go over the books one more time like we usually do. We're 32 minutes in, and I can't believe it, man. Rob says he's been banned from eBay by a CEO. Brother, I've been there. I've been in eBay jail, as in don't spend any more money this month. Yeah, for sure. Let me get right back here really quick here, because there's a lot of great comments. Swaggle House also in the chat tonight. Ferdbird stopping in, saying hi to everybody. Hopefully he's still here hanging out. Yeah, and did I miss anybody? Jeffrey Drake, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. That should have us pretty much caught up. Not quite. Wow. Holy moly. There we go. Send a book to get signed by all the live action Superman except Harry Cavill. What should I send? Oh, God, I don't know, man. Maybe somebody in the chat can help me out with that. There's so many great, maybe the Miller, Superman All-Star Superman. That cover is a really good cover. There you go. Kenneth, good to see you, man. Again, Jeffrey, good to see you as well. We're going to get caught up here in a minute. AOA, brother, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Cosmic One, what is up? Straight fire for sure. Swaggle House, Mickey, brother, good to see you as well. Kingdom of Nerds, thanks for being here for sure. All the guest covers have been great. Yeah. I've been putting out some fire covers lately for sure. Everybody's saying hi to, yeah. And your LCS had a great copy of Ahsoka's first appearance today. I wanted $750. Not terrible, depending on the condition. I know not too long ago, last fall, just under a year, high grade copies were 1,000 to 12 to maybe even 1,300, depending on the retailer and what they paid for it during the kind of the boom. So that leads me to believe if it was in really, really, really pristine shape, then your dealer's more than likely being being pretty fair. Now, if it's kind of a mid-grade copy that's pretty rough, then I'd kind of wait. You know, you can haggle if you want. Maybe you know your LCS owner better than I would imagine, but dude, it depends. Take a look, man. The Ahsoka books aren't selling. Let me rephrase this a little bit. Ahsoka books aren't selling as quickly or as hotly as Marvel stuff did when movies were coming out before the boom and during the boom, i.e., buyers and collectors are much smarter now than they ever have been. People aren't just being led into blindly buying books and paying whatever the asking prices for just because there's a show or a movie. Everybody's much smarter now than they ever have been, i.e., that means the Ahsoka book saw a spike before as people were discussing Ahsoka showing up in Mandalorian. That was kind of the spike right there, but it plateaued, held, and stayed, and this show has basically just kind of supported the value, even with a little bit of a dip in there, in my opinion. But if you look at the numbers of Clone Wars 1 selling on eBay, it's not really that much. It's actually a much slower moving book than I thought it would be during this season, during the first actual Ahsoka show in season. So do what you want, man. Whatever is healthy for you and whatever's in your best interest. But $750 for a really, really high grade copy, I don't think is too unfair. My information is also a little outdated, though, because as soon as this Ahsoka show stops, then the value is going to be tested of that book. Are people still going to be interested, and is it going to hold its value after the show ends? But your prize is on the way, he says. Great win for Jeffrey. Awesome stuff, man. Rob's is even, and good to see you, brother. 250 asking on eBay already. So for a 9.6 newsstand, or was it a 9.6 direct? Either way, it is cool. 250 asking can't stay on eBay, he says. That's an amazing cover. Wait. No, you're talking about, are you guys talking about the Virgin variant? It is not at 200. It's a good cover. It's not a $250 cover. The Virgin variant. It's not. Wait for the supply to finish hitting eBay, and then give it a little bit of time, and wait for the show to die off, and wait for interest to kind of die off from the people that don't regularly collect comic books. It's $250 asking price on eBay. Wow. Yeah, it could stay on eBay for sure. Parenting +1 for reading. Yeah, I think it's a good natural connection, or a good natural bridge to jump from the little golden books to the little adventure books to comic books. Because they're not as heady as jumping into like Tolkien's The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Granted, there are some great classic books that I do want to read to my son, chapter by chapter or page by page at night. Attention spans, chilled 6-year-old. It's tough to get him to sit and lay for a whole page, or I mean a whole chapter, because you get two pages in, and then you tell him, "Daddy, I'm tired. Go away." All right, or they don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? But still, we're working on it. Cool idea, reading the book after watching the show. Now, granted, yeah, that's where a lot of people are like, why is a comic book being printed that is an exact copy of the show being done? I can't explain that, but I can explain the value that I'm seeing in that series and that run. And that's because as my family grows up watching Star Wars content, I'm really going to enjoy reading the Star Wars content that mirrors the show, because it's going to be very relatable for my son to read that. He's gonna see, I remember seeing that on the TV, and I'm hoping that that's gonna excite him and invigorate him more to read comic books more. Not just comic books, but then that type of reading in comic books should be a good bridge leading into him reading books on his own, in his own room, so mom and dad can watch some other shows and do some other stuff. I love my child, but man, I need time with my wife too. Nice book and cover. Thanks, Phil. Good to see you. Your comic book budget was just under 25. Good for you, man. That's awesome. 23, you haven't been a subscriber for this like new comic book day show has been going on for 3 years, is what I mean to say. And I've seen you around for about a year or so, if I remember correctly. There's been years where new comic book day here was $300 to $400, not for years, but I've had a couple of months of $300 to $400 new comic book days, and that wasn't smart on my end. And I did learn a lesson. I did have fun, and I did get my value out of the books though, and they're still here. And I probably should be grading some of them for my collection, but that being said, staying in a budget is important for me right now so that I can do stuff like this, where I can stumble on wins like this, because I really don't want to go to my wife and ask to borrow more money when stuff like this pops up, for sure. If I don't have to borrow money from my wife because her interest rates are high, she wants back rubs, shoulder rubs, leg rubs, and she wants me to cook dinners. That interest rate's too high. Rates are too high. You get what I mean. I'm still helping her out. I'm still doing fun stuff as a husband, but You get it, right? You get it for sure. Trapped on your lap, no more kids. 9-6 Mafia rise up for sure. I hate buying stuff from USA because of the customs overcharges. I kind of wonder a little bit as well because yeah, there's if you use like the UPS USPS, you can do a actually not. I don't know if it matters which service you use, but if you use a website like Pirate Ship, you can do the customs declaration forms on there, and the shipper usually covers all of that if they're doing that. I don't know how it's handled through eBay, and maybe there's more overcharges, but yeah, they definitely get you at the border. But I mean, sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it is worth it. I'm not going to Canada to buy new comic book day books for sure. But there's sometimes you stumble on a book that just makes it worth doing. And don't be afraid to look for those, even though there is some overcharges. But he says, yeah, I should keep reading while I'm yakking. He says I still do it though. $20 for shipping ain't bad out of Canada. Yeah, it could be a lot higher. We shipped. If you guys remember one of the giveaways that we did during a CGC unboxing or a graded book unboxing, one of the winners was from the Philippines, and we shipped a book direct to the Philippines. That was $48 for the cheapest option, well packaged, mind you, and the customs forms were all done. And once it got all the way over to Japan and left Japan, it dropped off the radar. It still doesn't show delivered, and I don't know why. And it's been 3 or 4 months, and I hope and I pray to God the winner got the book. This is a phenomenal Star Wars 9.6 graded book, and I was so happy this person won it, and they were elated they won it. And yeah, customs, man, customs and overseas fees, shipping fees are going to get you, but we'll ship anywhere in the world for anybody that watches the content and anybody that does win a book. Cards, yep, sure kills the hobby. Yeah, and it little bit by little bit, I'm picking up a little bit of nostalgia hit here. This is going to be the next YouTube short series that I do is going to be Garbage Pail Kids Chrome from Series 6. Because sometimes you're out grocery shopping with a wife and then she's want to go to Target. I'm like, no. And I'm like, wait a minute. Target has a card section. And boy, does Target have a large card section. They got but the very little Star Wars stuff. Either way, this will be next. And yeah, I collected cards as a kid. So ripping some packs is still kind of a nostalgic kind of dopamine hit for sure. You've been banned from eBay. That was be very afraid. Definitely does. Naked and afraid is a thing, he says. Trailblazing. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I got the first appearance of Vixen Pence variant. You got a Pence variant from England in a 9.4, and it's the only one in the census. That's a long term. That's a book to hold on to forever. Awesome show, Ronnie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. This channel is you guys. This channel is what it is because of you guys are a part of this for sure. Phil, good to see you, man. And we're getting caught up. Nicholas Gaultier, good to see you, man. If you guys don't know Nick, you need to show up, not show up. Follow him on Instagram because Nick has been heading the Tulsa comic book show and collection showplace, the Tulsa comic show. And do we still have that graphic loaded? I gotta find it, and I don't think I have it loaded at the moment. But he's gonna be doing another one very soon here, and there's another round of T-shirts going out for sure. Thanks for being here, Nick. When I was young, my teacher complained to my mom that I was reading comic books. Her response was, "Yes, but he's reading." Yeah, you're reading for sure, or he's reading. Sheet, my poll's non-existent. Oh, dude, yeah. I'll kind of tone down a little bit during the holidays, but non-existent. I don't think I've had a non-existent poll list for at least 4 or 5 years. Hit the like button. Yes, thank you, Glenn Smith. Everybody, I appreciate you hitting that like button and being a part of the channel and subscribing. If you're new here, if you're watching this on a replay, don't forget to subscribe and be here and hang out for all the content every week. I didn't mind paying customs on my Ray holiday. Yeah, there you go. For sure. JLS, another great content creator over in YouTube land here. JLS as well. That's another thing for anybody that's a moderator. Please be kind and rewind. But share out the comic community content links for other content creators out here so that other people that are discovering content as they get into the community find other content that may like. This might not be the right content for you watching. Please don't go anywhere if you're not going to go anywhere. But if you want to find other content, you're more than welcome to continue growing with the community. It's probably gore, he says. I have 3 GP. Ooh. So now that was one of the reasons why we did grab the box from Target was because apparently in Garbage Pail in series 5 and 6, There are certain cards you can only get from these blaster boxes, and there are certain cards that you can only get from the hobby boxes. And I got to mention, after buying Star Wars cards, these are much cheaper than Star Wars cards and yet still super cool. I got to say, though, only 4 cards per pack seems like a bunch of horse shit. 4 cards per pack? Come on. Now, if I remember correctly, in the 80s, the Garbage Pail Kids, there was only a handful of cards in those packs too, but like, I just spent an entire like 47 or 48 YouTube short series unboxing the 1992 series of Punisher Guts and Gunpowder. Those are 10 cards per pack. That felt pretty good. That was fun. That felt normal. But that made it 480 cards. Yeah, 480 cards. 48 packs, 480 cards, and I completed the set 3 or 4 times over. There's a balance in the force somewhere. 4 cards, not enough. 10 cards, too many. Either way, when you're talking like a 100 card set, I think Garbage Pails is a little over 100 card set. The Star Wars set that we were unboxing is like 220-ish card set. That's going to be much more difficult to complete that set. Those hobby boxes are over $300 in the secondary market now, the 2001. That set is a banger set. We've got 4 more shorts to upload from that set, and we've got more awesome hits in there. So if you guys like YouTube shorts, hop on the channel. They're all in one order on the playlist in shorts, and watch the whole series as we unbox them. And we got some great fun tunes, just having a good time with it. And the Punisher stuff kind of got topical with it's 1992, so let's find tunes from 1992. That was kind of fun. I'm rambling now, but this is a fun way to do YouTube shorts. I've been trying to find something fun to experiment with shorts. Pack ripping is where it's at for me, and I'm enjoying it. I don't care if it's 3 views or 30 views or whatever. It's fun. And if you guys like collectible cards, whether it's going to be card games or just the trading cards, check it out. I enjoy it. It's super fun. I especially enjoy it when people comment on the short and say they pick this card out of the pack as their favorite. And that's really cool. I like that. But yeah, we're almost caught up with the chat here. The young people are asking, what's rewinding? One massive way to date thyself on YouTube is be kind, please rewind. That's too funny, man. Yeah. I like to see everyone hit the like button, please. Yes, I appreciate it, man. There's 30 likes. That means 30 people have stopped in and or watched at any given time. You guys really rock it. Claim Nasty Nicks, he says. Oh, God. I remember like 8 in a pack. Yeah. And I think sports cards were like 8 to 10 in a pack, depending on the brand and the manufacturer and the all that other jazz. But when did we get down to 4 freaking cards per pack? Tops, what else is new? Yeah, I know. I'm a sucker for Chrome. I'm not buying the top Star Wars Galaxy, though. I watched a friend, Outer Rim Jedi, on YouTube, on Instagram, unbox an entire box, or rip open an entire box of the 2023 Star Wars Galaxy Chrome, and didn't hit a single thing. Number one. Number two, every pack had like a double. No, I'm exacerbating, or I'm kind of blowing it out of proportion. There were many packs out of that box that had double cards in them, which is unforgivable. Topps really screwed the pooch on that Galaxy set. When I was excited when it came out, not to mention that Galaxy set, they want $200 a box. That's too much. That's too much for a set where you're gonna when you're gonna get a box that has nothing in it to hit, and you're basically just completing maybe 25 to 30% of the run of base cards. Nope. I'll sit out on that one for sure. I agree with only 4 cards per pack. You spend more time opening the packs than looking at the cards, which is why on some of the YouTube shorts, when they're 4 or 5 cards, I'll go through the cards twice just to fill up that minute. The people that want to stay will stay. The people that don't want to stay, they'll move on after they see the 4 cards. No worries. It's about making the content applicable to everybody, I guess, if you will. More than anything, making it fun. But the old pencil and the cassette trick, God, yeah, I'm surprised pencils even have erasers at the end anymore. If it wasn't for that, that's not a thing anymore. Rewinding those things in the cassettes. Either way, we're gonna show the books one more time really quick, and but we are also gonna remember to say, don't forget to check out all of the links below. We've got the Keep Jen reading and her GoFundMe. In fact, let's just share the screen really quick. while we do this, and then we'll share the books again really quick. This is the announcements phase of the show every week. Down below of the live stream, as you can see, here I am. The beard is going right now. Aphra and Spades, and we don't want the crazy screenception going on there. But the hashtag Keep Jen Reading Support Jen is here and live. They have reached the halfway mark for Jen's goal of $25,000. For those of you guys that don't know, Jennifer, let me rephrase that. Comics Will Break Your Heart in the community is battling cancer and has a long road ahead of her. And her friends set up a GoFundMe. And this is what we can do as a community: is band together, bring awareness to this, and support Jennifer either by sharing the link or donating if you can donate. So that is down below. Take a peek at that for sure. We've got the Comics Curing Cancer event going on as well. It is attached to the American Cancer Society. It is approved by the American Cancer Society, and they have already reached $8,113 donated or contributed to the Comics Curing Cancer event coming up. And the goal is $25,000 this year. So they are on the way to the halfway mark. We are going to get Rob's link in there as well for the merch. As you guys can see, we're wearing a Comics Curing Cancer t-shirt that we picked up that is phenomenal and help bring awareness to Mission 22. Mission 22 links will always be in the description of all the videos and all the shows that we do every week for sure. And so is the Till Valhalla Project. The Comic Corner affiliate link is down there. And here you go. The Comic Corner does a phenomenal job. And I've been really digging the incentives that they do. But granted, I don't buy online retailer incentives often. But when I do, Comic Corner, Wanted Comics, Bird City Comics, and The Hive Comics. Those are the retailers that I check out every time, and they're always doing amazing stuff, and I really appreciate what they're doing. So the exclusives they have going on are the New York. This is already sold out. Wow. So the New York City Comic-Con exclusive Virgin variant for $30 is already sold out. Or maybe it's not available yet. When does that go live? It might not be available yet. That might not be available yet. It says sold out, but it might be because it's not available yet. I know the Star Wars High Republic 10, they had a small allotment online. That's sold out already, so they're doing great work. But you know what's not sold out? Is the phenomenal Derek Chew Virgin variant for Dr. Aphra 36. This is what I'm going to consider picking up. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do a graded copy. I'm considering it. But there's, like we said, that's the affiliate link is down below for anybody that wants to pick up anything from the Comic Corner. Those guys are awesome. And also, Impressive Comic Book Pressing Services. All of his links are still down below in the chats every week. Thank you, Gary, for what you do and all your phenomenal pressing and cleaning. Then some other links about finding me on Instagram and all that other jazz. So, like we said, we're going to get back into the books. We're going to show those for anybody showing up after the fact because we've only got a couple here. The old pencil and cassette. Yeah. Ever watch a VHS lately? I have not seen a VHS in person in forever. It looks so terrible. How did we ever live with that? Man, I put a DVD in not too long ago. I was like, oof. DVDs aren't even that great. And I'm living really behind the times with this computer. I need to build another computer. I'd like to I'd like to work my way up into 4K screens and a better graphics card and build the live streaming computer that I really want to be doing. For those of you guys that have seen Twitch and have seen video game streaming, I want to do something kind of Twitch-esque over here that before we go live, there's a feed here going live for people that want to hang out and watch and talk and chat before we get into that stuff. So I want to bring streaming like that to YouTube eventually at some point. Back into the books, though, really quick as people start dwindling out for the night. Void Rivals number 4. Our man, the comic vet, is now famous. So if you know him, you're famous by proxy. Dr. Aphra 36, amazing Chew cover. And then I like that it's cover A. Phenomenal Chew cover A. There you go. This Dr. Aphra cover price variant, I don't know the artist. I got to look it up later. Love these posed covers by Dr. Aphra with her posing. Not looking off. She's looking off in the distance, but these ones are always great looking. Love the artists that do her justice. We finally have Chopper on a connecting cover variant for this event that's going on, the Dark Droids event, which has been fun, mind you. I've had a bit of a struggle watching, or not watching, but reading any Marvel comic event. This one through the Dark Droids has been fun, though. Phenomenal 40th anniversary variant, 35 of 40. They killed it with this one for sure. The Dr. Aphra. Nope. The Ahsoka cover that everybody's been talking about for months. The Star Wars fans have been talking about for months. We got cover A for sure at cover price. I'm glad to have it. I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on the 1 in 100 over the next 6 to 8 to 10 months to look for those price dips to see if we could add one to our Ahsoka collection and our Ahsoka wall. The Mandalorian Season 2 Issue 4. Like we said, I'm not even reading these. What I'm doing is I'm setting them aside so that when my son and I watch these episodes of Mandalorian, we're going to sit down and we're going to read the comics that same day. And we did get the 1 in 25 for $9. And I think that's a great Mandalorian cover for $9, being a ratio variant of 1 in 25. That's New Comic Book Day. We're going to stay with the chat here for another couple of minutes because you sure are Aphra a lot of them comics. Oh, Jesus. That's great. The title of this week's show is Aphra in Spades because it was literally like every cover that I was really digging when I looked at League of Comic Geeks. A lot of them were from the Aphra run. 3 or 4 of them were from the Aphra run. And mind you, staying on a budget, we're buying the Aphra books for sure. And I missed out on an opportunity to put Void Rivals on the thumbnail, and I should have because I am actually reading Void Rivals, and I am buying that every week. But you know, I'm not buying all of anymore is I'm sending that email out to drop Something is Killing the Children down to just cover A just to read it. We're done buying those variants. The last month or this month when it came out was like, okay, no more. And then every other month before that, when I thought about dropping it, they just dropped some banger covers that I don't want to miss out. But we are dropping that to cover A, which is going to make New Comic Book Day a lot smoother and a lot easier on the wallet and the budget going forward. He says grown for sure. But that's New Comic Book Day. Those are the announcements. And for those of you, I'm pretty sure everybody saw it and was here for this, but the big get, and the reason why we stayed in budget was for that Clone Wars 2 9.6 newsstand. A high-grade newsstand of 1, 2, and 3. If you find them dirt cheap somewhere and you want to grab them for your collection, I would suggest grabbing them. The newsstands in high grade are tough to find, man. I see newsstands of 1, 2, 3 of all of them, 1 through 12. And the ones that are like 10, 15, 20 bucks for issues like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've gotten a couple of them. I'm going to try to complete the run of just reader grade, just kind of like 8 very fine plus range. I'm just going to try to complete that run of the reader copies of that and go from there and see what we do next. Just checked out Mission 22 and Till Valhalla Project. Thank you very much, man. It was greatly appreciated. Mission 22 does phenomenal clothing, and that's generally what you'll see me wear. The shirt that you see me wearing every week is a Mission 20 or is a Till Valhalla Project shirt. And Till Valhalla Project does amazing things with the money they make, and they've donated over $1 million to veterans funding and veterans charities for veterans for healthcare and care that veterans need that they're not able to access or get access to, or for the financial side of it. For sure, they do a lot of great work. Absolutely, I will support them all the time, in and out, no matter what content I'm making. Their links will be in all of the shows that I do. And that's New Comic Book Day. And I want to say that I appreciate you guys and the good vibes as we get through Hump Day and we band together as a community and educate and enrich each other. But you guys know how I'm going to do this, right? We're getting ready for tomorrow. I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side for the next one. But remember the most important part all day and every day. Stay original and authentic. Because we are all we have. Take care of each other. Be a good human. Be a good alien. Be a good dog. Be a good whoever you are. Be the best that you can be. And if you can't, know that survival is, there's more than just surviving. And there's somebody out there. Just talk to somebody if you need to talk to somebody, for sure. It's not easy. But we're all here, right? Have a good night, everybody. See you on the flip side.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
I love gold. Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
Double up, double up, double up. The money I cut up.